Elven warrior trapped on modern-day Earth. Two friends with different destinies meet at a magical school. These are some of the stories we at Electric Lips Comics are working on. You can get your copies of both The Mana Chronicles and Tales of Itherel at elpmerch.com. Support independent creators. Explore the merch featuring exciting ELP Comics art with a wide range of designs. Electric Lips Comics. Imagination electrified.
Welcome everyone to another Conversations in the Void. I am your host Graveyard, joined as always with my off-screen producer Salem. He's in chat. Make sure to say hi to him. He loves to hear from every one of you. I am pleased to introduce our guest for tonight. She is a lover of all things horror and organizer for the New York movie horror group. Please welcome to the Void, the one and only Elizabeth Guzman.
Hi, thank you so much for inviting me to your interview.
Oh, absolutely. How are you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm good. Excited. I feel like it's been a long time since I've been interviewed for something besides going to work. You know what I mean? Like getting a job.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry.
All good. Yeah, I'm excited because we have a lot of creatives on our shows too, but we have a true horror lover here, and I'm excited to get into it. So, you gotta ask the first question: do you remember your first horror movie?
Do I remember my first horror movie?
Mm-hmm.
No, but I remember the first movie that scared me so much that I would be up at night thinking that zombies will come knocking down my door, and that was Return of the Living Dead.
Ooh, that's a great one. Are you excited that Leanna Quigley is making Trash's Revenge?
Oh no, I didn't know.
I think she just announced that like yesterday.
Oh, okay, that sounds interesting. Oh yeah, I have to check. I would have to check that out.
Exactly. Yeah. So what really scared you about though from Return of the Living Dead?
I feel like one of my loves has always been zombies,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's something about like having, the dead come to life and then wanting to eat you, and then they're talking too. And the way the movie was like shot was pretty like dark, and that cemetery scene,
Mm-hmm.
it just like freaked me out as a child because I been watching horror movies like all my life. I mean, ever since I was 5, probably.
Right.
So that was, I think being so young and watching it at home, it will terrify anybody.
Yeah, anyone that knows the show knows that my first one that really scared the crap out of me was Jaws.
Oh, okay.
Even though I live in the Midwest and there's not a whole lot of sharks here in the Midwest, but it made me afraid of water for a number of years. Not gonna lie.
Well, okay, but you're in Chicago, so I could see Lake Michigan looks like a huge beach. But
Yeah. I'm not that far from it, but yeah,
yeah.
I like hearing people's first horror movie because it's a good step of like where people get introduced into it, right?
Yes. No, I agree.
So I mean, with all that being said, what was there a particular movie you recall other than Return of the Living Dead that made you just infatuated with the genre as a whole?
Okay, so I got introduced to horror by my family, especially my mother. I think
Mm-hmm.
that is a major love for her, especially because English is her second language. So I feel like horror translates very well in any language. So we used to watch together The Exorcist, like
Mm-hmm.
every single year, growing up Catholic and stuff. So then she'll introduce me to Hellraiser, Freddy, um, Friday the 13th, Demons, Argento. I fell in love, but what really sealed the deal was A Day of the Dead. I felt like in love with that movie, and I was just like, wow, it's probably in my top three zombie movies of all time.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I have Jason and Freddy on my horror sleeve and everything.
Oh, that's so cool.
So, okay, so with all that being said, do you have a movie or horror movie that you go, someone says, I haven't seen this movie. I have to sit down and watch this with you right now. You have to see it.
There are several that I do. It depends on the person and what type of horror they would like.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like Dead Alive is one for people who like comedy at the same time have like PTSD due to their mothers. I feel like that is a good movie to show them.
Yeah, I love that movie. It's a New Zealand Evil Dead.
Yes. So that's like and then I like if someone likes more like spooky, more like visual or intellect, I like The Others. I think The Others is a really good, very scary sort of movie. For me, I think it's very scary.
Oh yeah, it's a fantastic movie. It's the little girl, but I am your daughter.
Yes.
Type scene.
Yeah, Ghost always because I feel like there's like that realm. So demons and ghosts are like in my top of like, oh, I feel scared right now.
Yeah. Do you have a guilty pleasure movie that you like, because everyone's like, I love cheesy bad movies, right? Do you have like a guilty pleasure horror movie?
Do I have a guilty pleasure horror movie? Oh my gosh, I'm going blank right now. I don't think so. Yeah. I do you can you tell me what's yours? Let me see.
I
If
mean,
something pops up.
Everyone loves it now. I have always loved Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh, one of my
But
friends, she loves that movie. That's like one of her favorites. That's actually a fun movie, but I could see why
yeah.
it's a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, I tortured my co-host with it. He saw it for the very first time last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That is so funny. That was actually I've never seen the movie until last year because as I've mentioned before, I'm an organizer for the New York City Horror Group, and we usually do like movies like once a month where we get together and watch it like on a Sunday. And it was my first time watching Killers Clowns of Outer Space last year as well. And I thought it was like, oh, this was fun.
Yeah. I said I absolutely love it. My co-host absolutely does not like it, but this is why him and I do a show together, because we have varying topics and that we talk about and counterpoints and stuff. But so then, Elizabeth, on the opposite end, is there any IP or franchise that you just go, I don't get it as a horror movie? Like, why is it so popular?
I will. No, I feel like that is good. The Conjuring is one of those movies that I do like, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
That's like
I'm
the
right on
like I was
board
just
with
like
you.
thinking probably because if I don't watch something, I just like if I don't like something, I just don't watch it. I think
Right.
that's my model, and I know that a lot of people, feel very differently about, especially like directors or movies, and you're like, oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah. For me, the Conjuring universe, it's made $2 billion somehow, and I'm just going, it's not that good.
Yeah, some of the movies are kind of like a letdown too. So you're like, oh, okay, it's like one of those things.
Oh yeah. Like I said, it's everyone has their own taste, and this is why I do the show, is to get everyone's different thoughts and opinions, because we all have a style or genre that we gravitate more towards anyone else. Do you have like a subgenre of horror movie that you particularly like more than anything
Oh,
else?
that I gravitate. Oh, yes, I do. And it's it's zombies. Like it doesn't matter how crappy the movie may be or whatever. If it's like a zombie movie I've never seen, I would go and watch it. Like I'd be like, "Ooh, I'm excited," you know?
Yeah.
I I will never forget when I heard they were doing a 4 and 5 for Return of the Living Dead. I was like super excited. I was like, oh, I can't wait. And then when I saw it, I was like literally almost like crying. I was like, oh my God, this is like so crappy. And I don't know why they call it Return of the Living Dead. It has nothing to do with any of the previous movies or, so that was very disappointing for me.
So do you prefer fast or slow zombies then?
I like both. I like both, but I do probably I mean like if this it's like in real life, I probably prefer those slow zombies. But I do like slow zombies. I think it's creepier because it's you feel like you could outpace them, but you know what? They could continue. They could keep on moving and they
Yeah.
will catch you.
Now, do you like the voodoo style zombies, like the serpent and the rainbow, or even way back in the day of White Zombie that were just like voodoo
Mm,
spells?
oh, actually, no, no. I'm not. No, I like the George Romero when he introduced the whole new zombie genre. But yeah,
Hmm.
I don't like the. I'm not a fan of like the voodoo zombies.
And that's okay. Everyone has their taste. Now, what about
Yeah, that's true.
do you prefer them to be filled with undeadness, or say the rage virus from a monkey?
No, oh, that one, it's so funny because I still don't feel like 28 Days Later is a zombie movie. No, I like the whole thing, like you get bitten or they like rise up from the dead, and if you get scratched or bitten, that's it, you turn into one.
Hmm.
And then they just want to eat like your whole entire body.
There you go. Do you think there's anything new to innovate in the zombie world as far as a story or a movie goes, in your opinion?
No, I feel like if they're gonna adopt a book, they should be as close as possible to the story. Like World War Z was a
Yeah.
disappointment. I
Hmm.
enjoyed the movie, but I felt like it was nothing like the book. Like the book is exciting,
Right.
in my opinion. So
Yeah. The book was pretty much being interviewed people that lived through World War Z. It's all after the fact
yes,
versus what we got was the Brad Pitt superstar megas picture, right?
yes, and it was just kind of like, oh, like because I grew up near Sawmill, and I was like, oh. That was like a really big one when you have like all the zombies are like moving all the way upstate, and you have like the army battering out at Sawmill Parkway,
Hmm.
and I was just like, oh, see, like reading it, and it's not in the movie was like very, it's like disappointing.
Right. Like I said, I get that. So let's kind of go into a little bit how you got into the organizing the New York Movie Horror Group. How did that all start, and how'd you get involved with it?
Okay, so it started off with I went to a karaoke bar. I met this a beautiful woman who was sitting like right next to me, and I'm like looking at her, like business type, and blonde and everything. And then she starts talking about horror, and I'm like, wow, she does not look like the type to be watching horror.
Hmm.
And then she was like, hey, would you like to join my group? I was like, oh, I know of this group. And like I joined like in 2006, but then there was like a membership, so it's like and then that was it. I was lost. So I started like in 2012. I started go. I mean, she invited me to join the group again, and I started going to our Halloween parties, like to get-togethers. And one day, the one of the like the president was like, "Hey, Elizabeth, we are looking for a new host, and you're very personable. You like talking to people. Would you like to become an organizer?" And I said, sure. I was like, okay, I could become an organizer.
So, I mean, what does that entail then with the group as far?
It's we okay. So we're from our group is in a meetup. The app Meetup app, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. So there's like uh different, like there are different types of members and different types of organizers. So depending on what's our, like, what we want to host or what's our interest, that's what we do. So someone would want to probably host like movies from like the past, from the 70s or 80s, and
Mhm.
or if like studios come up to us and say, hey, we are showing this movie, can you have some of your members come and see it, and promote it online, and give us your opinion of what we think. So we do a lot of free screenings, we do giveaways, and we all come together. We try to welcome as many people as possible and
Mhm.
try to make them feel comfortable and welcome, because the number one thing we get a lot is people telling us that they're the only ones from their friend group that likes horror, and it's sometimes hard to go out to the movies by themselves, or
Mhm.
they want to have that conversation. So we're just like building a community with our love for horror.
And that's great. And you kind of hit the point. I remember growing up, I was the nerdy kid that loved Star Wars and horror movies, right? And that is, that wasn't a thing. I grew up Chicago area in the 90s, the Bulls, right? Michael Jordan, basketball, all that stuff. And like, no, that's not really for me. But you want to, I'll watch Halloween all day with you. I'll do all that stuff. But it's weird that I see it becoming a more popular mainstream thing over the past, I'd say, 10ish years, that became more and more acceptable. And then we have this high art horror, by Ari Aster and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah, no, it's so true. They say that like horror movies are pretty much like a soul deal, like a you could put a horror movie and you have like a really hardcore fan base that will go and watch the movie, and it would
Mhm.
make money, minus if
Yeah.
your movie is like worth $100 million, like or like The Exorcist, the reboot, whatever they call it.
I
Then
like to forget that movie exists.
I know it's just I was just I was I was like, no, but yeah, I did enjoy talking about reboots, or like the Evil Dead that came out 2 years ago. I thought that one was very fun. It's probably one of my new favorite horror movies that have appeared in the past like 2 or 3 years.
That's awesome. Everyone that knows me knows I am just a huge fan of Evil Dead as a whole. That
Yeah.
is literally half my horror sleep is Evil Dead. So
Oh, I love. Oh yes. I love. My favorite Evil Dead is Evil Dead 2.
mhm.
I love Bruce Campbell. There was like that point in time when I met him, I almost died of of excitement of like meeting him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a character. I've met him twice.
Oh, okay. Was he nice to you?
Oh, he's a jerk, but
Oh, you see, I feel bad because he was really nice to me. He was, because he asked me what I do for a living during that time, and then I told him, and he was like, "Oh, wow, that's amazing." I was like, "You are awesome." So I'm sorry.
oh no, he's a sarcastic jerk, and it's fine. It's fun.
Oh,
He
okay,
does it
okay,
all in
okay,
good fun. So
okay.
yeah, we got my co-host and I were able to go see or Bruce Ron with the last Fan San trivia game when it came to Chicago when he toured 2 years ago. And it was a blast. So got to meet him there, and I got to meet him when he did My Name Is Bruce, and he premiered that in Chicago in 2008. Took my
Oh,
now
that's so
wife, took my
cool.
now wife to see that, and
Uh,
there's a Q&A. It was just the small theater in him for like 2 hours afterwards.
wow, I didn't realize it's been that long. My Name is Bruce, 2008.
Mhm.
Oh wow. I don't know
Yeah,
why I felt like it was like 2014 or 15 that it appeared.
it feels like it, but yeah, it's like right when he turned 50, he released it. So
Oh yes, My Name is Bruce. Oh, you know what I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about, yes, the movie. Yes, I'm thinking of the Evil Dead TV series.
yes.
Yes. Now I only seen that one once. The My Name is Bruce. Now I remember.
Awesome. So I gotta know, with all the new stuff, all the old stuff, do you have like, people talk about like 2022 being one of the best years of horror. Do you have any year in mind that you can think of that's like, wow, they really put out some just awesome stuff?
Um, I don't know. Well, I feel like 1985 is, and that's 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 like almost like what 40 almost 40 years ago.
Yeah.
I felt like that was like a really good year for movies in general. When
Hmm.
I think of, yeah, because like now, a lot of the new movies, they don't, it doesn't scare me as much as, when I watch like the old stuff. Actually, going on my Oculus scares me more.
Yeah, I can see that, being stuck in there and just not really just in your own world and not knowing everything around you is
Yeah, like I played like because I do have like several like zombie video games that I played in the Oculus, that it's kind of like, oh my God, am I gonna die right now?
yeah. Yeah, so I think 2022 was a good year. Yeah, the 80s had so many classic movies that came out in the 80s.
Yes, yes. Which movie for you was your favorite from 2022?
From 2022, I would say um that was the year that we also had uh the new um Predator movie, wasn't it? Was that 2022? Prey?
Oh yes, I is
Yeah, that
it?
was 2022. Yeah. So I
Okay.
mean, between the new Hellraiser that came out and Prey, I mean, those were just solid entries into, you dwindling franchises.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen Prey. The new Hellraiser, you're talking about the one that premiered in Hulu?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I was in a. I feel like my favorite Hellraiser was the second one, and that's it. And I love the first one, like the first
Hmm.
two, and that's it. After that, everything. Because
Yeah.
I feel like Pinhead is such, like that whole world is an interesting world to explore, and I feel like they have not done a good job exploring it as the first
Hmm.
two. You know.
Oh yeah. I agree. We watched for our other show that we do. We watched all the Hellraisers and prepped for the new Hellraiser. So we got to see them all just back to back, all 11 of them. That was a feat for some of the later ones.
Now talking about, I'm just thinking of like in the same sort of, not same world, but very similar world. If I had a horror movie I would make into a series just to see the expanded universe, would be Nightbreed.
Ooh, yes.
Because I know that the budget was very, it was like short, and they mentioned it was supposed to be like really like huge, like the battle scene towards the end, and I think that would be such a great movie to be turned into a TV series done right.
Yeah. And what's interesting is with that idea, you could almost do David Cronenberg's character as a prequel and see his origins of becoming essentially the serial killer in Nightbreed.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, such a. I remember when I was little watching that movie, I would be like, "Oh, this movie is so romantic," because you have like the girl going to to find her boyfriend. I was like,
Hmm.
"Oh." So yeah.
So, Elizabeth, why do you think people like us and other people love horror versus other people? Like, what do you think draws us to it?
Oh, what I think maybe it could be like it's because it's fantasy fiction,
Hmm.
and it's kind of like the Roman Colosseum or the medieval times. that we're watching people getting tortured in a way, but they're not being, we know it's like fake.
Right.
I feel like it is part of like our psyche or something.
Yeah.
Something primitive.
Oh yeah, I think it's definitely that. It's almost like the reason why we go on roller coasters too is because we get to have the thrill. Like you're thinking, are we going to die? No, we're not on a roller coaster. But now we get that same thrill, I think, from a horror movie, and then we get so emotionally invested with the characters and wanting them to triumph in the end and defeat the evil.
Yeah. Yeah. Depending, yes, depending on the movie. That reminds me of when it comes into that. It's like Evil Dead 3 is like one of the best of like you have like this working class guy fighting off demons in the medieval times and then coming out triumph. Yeah.
Yeah. Although I do love a really good bad ending because not everything's all flowers and sunshine, unfortunately, in the real world.
Yeah, but sometimes I'm like, oh, that's that's a little sad. But yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah. So besides Return of the Dead, Elizabeth, what is your favorite horror movie? If you outside the say zombie genre.
Oh, what's my favorite? Oh, it's like so hard because it's like my brain is always like in so many different places. And but I would probably have to say it would probably be Hellraiser.
Okay.
It was a movie that when I was young, I would come home and watch it like I'll put the movie in and I'll watch it like every day. It was like after school, I would like watch the movie. As an adult, I don't watch it as much. I mean, it's been a while since I've watched it. But yeah, Demons is another one. Argento's Demons. I liked as well. That I'm like, oh, this is scary. It's so good.
Yeah. Demons is fantastic. Both of them 1 and 2. I like the fact you have some of the same actors playing different characters. And it felt like his version of even Return of the Living Dead, because you obviously in the first 2 Return of the Living Deads, you had the same 2 guys start the zombie outbreak.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, I thought it was like I enjoy Return of the Living Dead too. I thought it was like, it was silly, but it was fun at the same time.
Yeah. All right, so we have this question that we asked. We're getting some of the wrap-up questions here because we're approaching time.
Yeah.
All right, so 72 episodes. One person of all our guests have answered this question in one way. Okay. And the question is, practical or CGI?
Practical.
Exactly. Yeah, you're the 71st person to say practical. One person has said CGI. And I said it's because that's his job.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. It's practical. I talked to writers, directors, actors, and they said it's much easier to do stuff with something tangible on screen. You can do CGI enhancement. That practical underlay is really important.
I feel like it's like such a craftsmanship, just to create these like sort of effects that CGI is kind of like not the same.
Yeah. I make independent horror movies myself, and I have a practical effects guy that gives me like severed fingers or arms or anything like that can like articulate and grab onto things.
Oh, that's so cool. So are there like the films that you make, how long are they? Like how many minutes or
hour 20?
Oh, an hour and 20. Oh, wow. It's like a long. And is any of your movies in the website?
They are that I'm actually part of the Horror Dads group. We're all on Tubi with all our stuff. There's a group of 6 of us across the country. We have like 14 movies.
Oh, it's on Tubi. Okay, cool. And it's called the Horror Dads group?
Horror Dads with the Z instead of S at the end. Yeah.
Oh, that is awesome. Okay, I have to
So
check
check
that
it
out.
out. It's primarily found footage, but
Yeah.
we are getting, as we're getting bigger budgets, hopefully to do more with the camera work and cinematography and stuff like that. So,
Oh, that's so awesome.
all right. So Elizabeth,
Yeah.
if you could have a sequel to any existing IP or franchise that hasn't had anything in a while, or even a good one, what would it be?
Oh, hard. Can you repeat that question?
Yeah.
If I like anything.
If if let's say you're a fan of some genre, what do you think needs a good next entry in a franchise? What would you like to see from that? Like a good, say, a new Return of the Living Dead, or a good new even Jaws, something like that.
I think I would like haunted houses.
Okay. Do you think, because they're talking about remaking House on Haunted Hill?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, did you like that one?
Yes. I actually enjoy watching. That's another because I mentioned ghosts.
Hmm.
It's like people getting stuck in a house and it's like haunted, and it's just like have all these different ghosts trying to like like kill each one by one. But yeah.
Yeah. Did you like the Hell House series?
I did enjoy it. And I enjoy the movie 13 Ghosts as well. I mean, I think
I,
the original one, but it's completely
mhm.
different from
Oh,
the from the reboot or remake we call it.
oh yeah. All right. So you ready for your last question of the night? It's your
Yeah.
trivia question.
Okay. I'll try my best.
All right. During a massive hurricane, a father and daughter get trapped under their home with a pack of giant alligators in what 2019 film?
Oh man. Oh, and I know this, and it's weird because someone mentioned that they mm, I know this one too, but I forgot the name of it because I watched it. We watched it in the movie theater. I know it takes place in Florida,
Mhm.
and it's not Crawl.
It is.
It is. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, oh. Okay, good. I got it. It was like, oh, because I could picture it right now.
Hmm. Produced by Sam Raimi.
Yes, yeah, Crawl. Okay, good, good, good.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so excited. I thought I was not gonna
See,
get it.
good job. You got it. You got it. All right, Elizabeth. So, where can people find you and follow you and learn all about you, your social media handles? And where can people find out more about your horror group as well that you guys do?
Oh yeah. They could well, my name on Instagram is Eliza Guz, but they could find us at the meetup site. If you're in the New York or tri-state area, please look for the New York City Horror Group, as I am, one of the members. We're a fun group, very welcoming, and we love giving prizes, especially my one of the organizers, Tanya. She loves giving out prizes. But you can follow her as well, Tanya Fleetwood. She's a very exciting person. Oh, I'm going blank, but anyway, that's how you can find us. I'm so sorry. I was just like, oh, I was like, she helped promote the guy that played Jason. Oh, is it in number 6 or 7? Like his book.
Oh,
Um,
was that CJ Graham?
no, Kane Harder. Kane was it
Okay,
Kane?
Howard. Okay, yes.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes. So she was like one of his like she helped him with his book. So I was like,
that's
she's pretty good at that.
that's
But
awesome. Yeah, I saw her in the chat earlier, so awesome.
oh, okay. Oh, that's so cool. All right. All right.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you
I
for coming
appreciate that.
on.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome, awesome. Well, so
I-
thank you, Elizabeth, for coming on. We'll see you next time. Make sure to follow us on all social media at Pod
oh,
Out at
yes.
Night.
Okay. No, yes, I would. No, I would totally. And catch your movie too.
Yes. All right. You have a good night, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Thank
And don't
you.
get lost in the void. Good night.
Bye.